Okay, so have you ever gotten a gift that was like way too much? Like you're just trying to be nice to someone and suddenly they're sending you on an all expenses paid trip to Tahiti?
Well, let me tell you about this screenplay, The Mob and I.
Hmm.
It's about a guy named Frank who sort of accidentally gets on the good side of some, let's just say, connected individuals and their idea of saying thank you.
Let me guess. Slightly over the top.
It is an absolute masterclass in awkward generosity. Think like top-of-the-line cars,
Hmm.
vacations, you name it, they're throwing it his way.
That sounds like it could get uncomfortable fast. And this screenplay just won an award at the Austin Comedy Film Festival, right?
It snagged the top comedy prize, and it totally deserves it. The way this screenplay mixes mobster tropes with this almost rom-com vibe is genius, pure comedic gold.
Okay, so we've got mobsters, rom-com, and over-the-top gifts. Where do we even begin with this deep dive?
Well, with The Mob and I, the real brilliance is how it takes these familiar elements, like, those classic gangster movies we've all seen, and it just turns them upside down. Instead of intimidating tough guys, you've got these surprisingly well-meaning mobsters who just happen to express their gratitude in some truly outrageous ways.
I'm picturing a scene where they're trying to decide between sending Frank a fruit basket or a yacht, like a solid gold yacht.
See, you get it. And the humor just keeps escalating throughout the whole screenplay. Every time you think it can't get any more ridiculous, they crank it up another notch. But the thing is, it never feels mean-spirited or malicious. It's always clear that these mobsters genuinely appreciate Frank, even if their methods are a little, well, unorthodox, to say the least.
Okay, so it's a comedy, but is there also some like deeper meaning or social commentary going on beneath the surface?
Absolutely. This screenplay isn't just about the laughs. It's a really smart exploration of obligation, guilt, even the idea that sometimes, no matter how well-intentioned they might be, gifts can become a huge burden.
So, under all the outrageous humor, there's this really relatable human element that's really clever. It's like, what would you actually do if you were in Frank's shoes? Could you handle that level of extreme generosity or would you totally crack?
Right. And that's what makes this screenplay so relatable and taps into these universal anxieties we all have about reciprocity, social pressure, and just like you said, what happens when someone's kindness goes way overboard. The screenplay also brings in Frank's love life. Right?
Yeah, the synopsis mentioned his fiance gets a little freaked out by all the mobster attention, understandably so. Talk about a tough conversation. Then you remember that solid gold toaster? Yeah, about that.
And this is where that rom-com element really shines through. The mobsters with the best of intentions naturally try to help Frank win back his fiancée, which leads to some of the funniest and most awkward romantic gestures ever put to paper. Imagine, like a flock of doves released in a restaurant, but instead of doves, it's a swarm of those little drones that deliver takeout.
Okay, I'm picturing it and I'm already laughing. It sounds like Mark Wakely, the screenwriter, really nailed that blend of outrageous comedy and genuine heart.
He did. And his inspiration from those classic fish out of water comedies like Mad Dog and Glory definitely shines through. You can see those influences in the way he creates these situations where an ordinary guy gets caught up in something totally absurd. But then he adds this whole other layer with the romance and the mobster's unusual gratitude. The judges praised the screenplay's humor, the way it builds tension and its really unique premise. There was one little comment about how some of the plot points push the limits of believability, but honestly, isn't that part of what makes for a great comedy? If it was all totally predictable and realistic, where's the fun in that?
I mean, it's not every day you find a screenplay that can seamlessly blend mobster movies with rom-coms, right? So I think a little suspension of disbelief is definitely warranted here. So, final verdict. Should we add The Mob and I to our must-read list?
Without a doubt. The Mob and I is a hilarious, thought-provoking, surprisingly sweet ride that'll leave you both laughing and questioning your own relationship with gift-giving. It's one of those screenplays that stays with you long after you finish reading it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it on the big screen someday.
Well, there you have it, folks. If you're looking for a smart, funny, and totally original story, be sure to check out The Mob and I. And for our listeners, here's something to chew on. What's the most over-the-top gift you've ever received, and how did you handle it? We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy reading.
Are you submitting your creative work to film festivals? There are small details that could potentially be the difference between getting selected or rejected on the film festival circuit. Hi, this is Michael Fair, and I've been a film festival director for more than 15 years. I've reviewed thousands of submissions. Would you like me to show you how to present your work in a way that every film festival director loves to see? You wouldn't believe how many submissions have incomplete information that negatively affects your chances of getting selected. Avoid common, costly mistakes that other filmmakers and screenwriters are making every day. Before you spend another dollar on submission fees, you should purchase the Film Festival Submitter's Handbook, now available on Amazon in paperback, ebook, and Kindle formats. Click on the link in the description of this video and order a couple of books today, one for yourself and another for a friend who is ready to start their film festival submissions journey. Thank you.